or receiving specialized treatments, they're committed to your well-being. Discover the difference a community-focused hospital can make. Visit rayhospital.org today to learn more. Ray Community District Hospital and Clinic.
Check.
Your health, our priority.
If you're shopping for a banking institution, visit with Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, and Quinter, Kansas. The Equity Bank is heavily invested in local business and activities contributing in many ways back to their community. Their employees are involved with many organizations and area events. Plus, a lot of experience comes with that staff. You'll find valuable local assistance when you bank at the Equity Bank of Hoxie, Grinnell, Quinter, and other locations in Western Kansas. The Equity Bank, member FDIC.
Looking for insurance that actually puts you first? At the insurance agency in downtown Goodland, we're independent, which means we work for you. Whether it's auto, home, crop, or business, we shop top carriers to get you the best coverage at the best price. No pushy sales, just honest advice from people who live right here in your community. Give us a call today at 785-899-5011 or stop by 1020 Main in Goodland and let's get you covered. The insurance agency. Insurance the way it should be.
When you gotta go, but there's nowhere to go, who you gonna call? Topside Portables and Pumping, that's who. Weddings, job sites, farm parties, they've got clean, reliable porta potties that don't stink, literally. And if your septic tank smells worse than last year's chili cook-off, they'll pump it out fast. No mess, no fuss. Family owned, Heartland values, always ready. Call 785-728-8089. That's 728-8089. Topside Portables and Pumping. When Duty calls, they answer.
Here's a bright idea. Make sure you put your pants on before leaving the house. Sure, it seems simple, but sometimes simple doesn't happen. At IdeaTech, we think it's simple to have real people who live in Kansas helping customers. We understand that not everyone in our industry agrees. Then again, not everyone puts on pants before they leave the house. We think it's important to get the simple things right. Putting our pants on and providing local customer service. Another bright idea from IdeaTech.
It's simple. Get IdeaTech fiber internet at ideatech.com.
You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4!
It's time for the Morning Blitz with Ross Volkmer and Garrett Wellbrock.
Who's got it better than us?
The High Plains only local sports talk show, broadcasting live on Goodland's Rocket 102.5 KLOE and video streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Discussing it all from the preps to the pros.
Denver with the blitz on the way. Ball deflected by Nick Bonito, and the Broncos win it.
The Blitz is presented by Hurl Chevrolet GMC, Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware, and F&B Bank, along with
IdeaTech Fiber Internet, Topside Portables and Pumping, The Insurance Agency, Pest Away, and Equity Bank of Hoxie, Quinter, and Grinnell.
Let's go to work.
And good Monday morning, everybody. We're off and rolling here on the Morning Blitz. The three-headed monster is back. Garrett Wellbrock, Lucas Kenny, and Ross Volkmer broadcast with you live here on Rocket 102.5 KLOE and WKSradio.net. And, of course, the Hurl Chevrolet GMC video stream on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Back after a long and enjoyable 4th of July weekend, I would assume. Gentlemen, we got lots to get to throughout the show today. But I definitely want to hear all about the 4th of July weekends. How we doing today, boys?
Doing great. Yeah, doing pretty fantastic here this morning.
Yeah, good It sounds like a bunch of guys who just got back from a long weekend. No enthusiasm whatsoever. Tired, didn't get any sleep because they're up late watching fireworks or lighting them off or doing some other fun stuff. So we'll try to get everybody prepped. I'm sure that's how everyone else feels on a Monday morning after the 4th of July. Just need another day to kind of reset and then dive back into the work week. Or, I'm guessing there's people, that probably, since it was 250, they probably need this whole week just to probably get back in the swing of things,
Yeah, I heard some fireworks last night going off outside my place. I don't know if that was allowed or not, but, they were going off nonetheless.
I'm sure.
It's the 250th birthday of America. I don't think people are really going to report each other for doing fireworks after the 4th.
I don't think so either. But yeah, it certainly is. It's an interesting Monday for sure, but we'll try to get with you here or be with you here for the next hour and get you caught up on the world of sports and have some fun. We got weekend winners and losers to get to here coming up in today's program. We'll look back at the 4th of July that was for each of us. We'll get to our picks of the weekend as well on today's edition of the Morning Blitz. As always, if you want to be part of the show, would love to hear your thoughts, your comments, your opinions. F&B Bank text line is open and operational, 785-899-2222. If you want to hit us up on the text line, if you want to chime in on social media, YouTube, Facebook, and X, we can see those posts as well if you'd like to be part of the Morning Blitz that way. Gents, let's get into the weekend that was. We'll start with Lucas because he had a very interesting weekend. He was back home in his hometown for a baby shower. Any great gifts received from the baby shower, Lucas?
Of course, we appreciate any and all gifts that we receive.
Such the politician answer there. We appreciate every gift that's
I mean, of course. Got a lot of baby books. So the way that we did that, we asked instead of cards, you bring a child book and you leave a message inside the cover. We got a lot of good books there. Let's see. We got a lot of stuff off of our registry. That was really nice. And, honestly, I can't really pick out a favorite gift. They were all just really, really nice to have. My sisters, they all picked out a whole bunch of baby toys for us and a whole bunch of good stuff like that. So if anybody's listening or watching that happened to be at the baby shower, thank you guys very much for showing up. Thank you to my wife's Aunt Jill. She actually made a whole bunch of cake pops and desserts and stuff like that for the baby shower. That was fantastic. And then also shout out to my sister and my sister-in-law, Chloe. They both had birthdays on the 4th of July. My sister, Torin, and like I said, my sister-in-law, Chloe, both had birthdays here over the weekend. So shout out to you guys as well.
Both were born on the 4th?
Both were born on the 4th. The
Wow.
two people that I know that have for birthdays on the 4th of July, my sister and my sister-in-law. So thought that was pretty cool.
They did not celebrate 250 years. I can guarantee you that.
I believe it's 18. Chloe turned 18 and my sister Torin turned 14. So,
well, happy belated birthday to the Lucas Kenny family tree, which is just ginormous for those who don't know. It's
like a March Madness bracket.
Oh,
maybe more.
It's way bigger
much
than the
more
March
than that.
Madness bracket. It's humongous. it's Lucas's family tree. It's humongous that he married into, and I don't know. I'm guessing your family tree is pretty decent size too. So, yeah, it's a big family tree that Lucas Kenny comes from. Garrett, well, how was your weekend back home in Hayes? I think you said you played some golf this weekend, right?
Yeah, I did. It was fun. Yeah, I got out on the course early. It was a little muggy. Got out there about 8 a.m.
A little sticky out there.
Yeah, storms were just passed at like 7. So yeah, it was pretty wet on the course, but it was a good time. I did find some body of water that you had mentioned, Ross, on Thursday. Got to find some body of water. Had a pool party that I attended. It was a fun weekend, family and friends. Yeah, it was a good time.
Any sunburns from that pool party?
No, I was lathered up in the sunscreen.
All right,
none of that.
Job.
That
happens to me. As much as I'd hate to not admit it, it happens to me more than I'd like. The sunscreen, even though I put it on, as my wife says, I got a white boy problem. Just get burned up way too easily. Although this time I didn't do too bad. I didn't do too bad. Spending time with my family up here in Nebraska, saw them. We hung out by the pool a little bit too. My parents got cool when I moved away, and we got out of college. That's why my parents got cool. They got an above ground pool. They did all these cool things that they could have done when we were in school and living here, but no, we were too expensive. So they do it all when we leave the house. You guys have probably figured that out here shortly. Mom and dad get cooler when you leave. So we hung out here, had a good time, saw some family that, it's kind of like the central meeting point. People come back to this kind of area during the holidays. So it's good to see some other family that live away from here. So no, it's good. It was really good. And excited to be back on the show here today. With stuff to get to. So, Lucas, let's get going, my friend. Let's get to some weekend winners and losers here on the Morning Blitz. Let's see if you can find it. It's in blue. It's in blue, big guy.
There are two kinds of people in this world.
There's winners and there's losers.
Which ones were which this past weekend?
I want winners. Loser? You're a loser.
It's the weekend's winners and losers on the Morning Blitz.
Want to be a winner, be a winner.
So weekend winners and losers to get to here on the Morning Blitz. Garrett, we'll let you lead things off, my friend. What's your first winner of the weekend?
My first winner is USA Soccer. If you didn't hear the news yesterday, full Balogun he got that red card uplifted, and he will be playing in tonight's match versus Belgium in the round of 16. Very much needed, I feel like, for USA to have him on the field. And obviously, it was great news to hear as a U.S. fan, and seeing him be able to play tonight.
Isn't this story just crazy? I mean, think about it. This was a guy that in the last match on Wednesday got red carded for what looked to be an aggressive play, but I don't think it was on purpose, stepping on a guy's ankle. And, with that cleat, of course, doesn't feel good, obviously, but then was red carded for that. He's out. And then all of a sudden yesterday morning news comes across, well, he's going to be out against Belgium, but now all of a sudden he's back and able to play against Belgium here tonight, which is just crazy. My favorite storyline is the Belgium manager who thought that it was April Fool's. He thought it was a joke. Like, he thought just social media had a joke about it. Like, oh, Flo Balogun's going to be back. And then he comes to find out that it's real. And then this morning there's news surrounding, the idea that the Belgium's going to go and, look at possibly, what do they call that? Trying to get that card reinstated and having him not able to play. Appeal, I think, is the word I'm looking for here. They're going to appeal for that. Is there a guarantee he's going to play tonight? Because I've read even this morning that there's a chance that he might not still play because this appeal thing could go through. It's nuts.
It is. It's one of those things. So if it was an obvious red card, I would be a little shocked. But it didn't, to me, feel like that should have been a yellow card the whole way. And it shouldn't have ever gotten to this point. Of course it did, but I saw some that, like, Donald Trump was part of this as well, and he called the FIFA president.
Yeah, Trump was in this,
and it's like that. What a wild sequence of events. But as a U.S. fan, of course, got to be happy that if he's on the field tonight.
Well, doesn't he? Yeah, sorry, Lucas, go ahead.
I did see somewhere someone posted on one of the social medias. They were like, as a soccer fan, I do understand why the U.S. had an issue with it, because with the VAR system, which is their like replay system, and there is some rules where you're not allowed to use slow-mo to give someone a red card, and they did. So I think that's one of the main things that the U.S. was banking on when trying to get them to remove the suspension there. And I do also understand kind of where Belgium is coming from. It seems very host kind of favorable, but at the same time, it is nice to see that the Europeans are kind of almost scared of the U.S. again here in soccer. That's kind of what I've also been seeing, because usually, U.S. is their soccer team, blah blah whatever, but now they're scared of us. They kind of want this guy gone because they know that we have a chance to beat him. So that was actually one of my winners too.
Yeah, make it three of us. I had them on the winners as well. But, think about it. Flo Balogun, if he scores a goal, if he plays, and if he scores a goal today, he'll become, I think he sets the record for the most goals ever scored by a U.S. player in a World Cup, in a single World Cup. So that would be 4. So he's a key part, particularly offensively. You were thinking maybe that Christian Pulisic was going to have to play unbelievable minutes here and be really, really good tonight against Belgium. But now with Flo Balogun possibly being back. But there's, like you said, Garrett, you're exactly right. There's so many weird storylines because he's gone, he's back. Well, now it's in question. Trump gets into the mix of all this. It's hilarious. But that's what makes it interesting. That's for sure. Watching that stuff. But yeah, no doubt Team USA Soccer, a winner of the weekend. Lucas, you got a winner from the past weekend?
Yes, sir, I do. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna give a quick shout out to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. I mean, you guys
the Swiftie is out.
You guys can hate the Chiefs. You guys can dislike Taylor Swift for her music, whatever. But you got to give credit where credit's due. They found their person. They got married this last weekend. So congratulations, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
He's a big lovey guy, isn't he, Garrett? He loves love.
At the Garden too. At Madison Square Garden, which I still think is an odd place to have a wedding, but you know what? Everyone is each to their own, I guess.
It was fascinating. Somebody asked that question, why Madison Square Garden? I was watching a video on this, and somebody said the reason for it is security. Because you go into this building, they have lots of security at Madison Square Garden, There's really no windows, and it's not really open to the public to see. I mean, has anybody really seen any pictures from that day at all? I mean, that thing was on lockdown. I love seeing the pictures that are AI generated, which is hilarious. But you can just tell that they're not the real photos. And so think about it, there's not a single photo that has come out, or if so, maybe one has been maybe leaked from that whole deal. That's it. I mean, that's how tight a security they had, which understandably so, but that's probably why they did it there. But yes, congratulations to the happy couple.
I'm pretty sure Adam Sandler officiated the wedding.
He did. Yep, I did hear that. Yep.
I actually didn't know that. That's hilarious.
Yes, Adam Sandler did the officiating. There wasn't a huge bridal party. I think it was Jason Kelsey was the best man, and her brother was the best, or not the leading bridesmaid, but the first whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Man of honor, something like man of honor. We'll try those. Yeah, so the maid of honor, man of honor was it was a small bit, but the dignitaries that attended was not small. That looked like quite the list of people that were.
Yeah, that is for sure.
I mean, it honestly is. I mean, is that it's got to be the closest thing to a royal wedding that you'll have in the United States, right?
Yeah. I would say so. I mean, you've got the football fan base, which is like what most dudes are a part of here in probably the States. And then you've got Taylor Swift and the Swifties, and you combine the two, and it's that, yeah, like you said, that's pretty much as close as we can get to royalty here in the US.
Yeah, can't argue that.
So congratulations to the happy couple. Any over-unders on years of marriage for them? Are they going to make it the lifetime? Is it going to be short-lived? And what are you boys thinking right here on, what is it, probably day number 2 or 3 together? Any thoughts on this?
Well, I'll say this. It's gone longer than I expected already. So congratulations to them. I didn't think they were even going to last a year or so. I thought it was all like PR.
Oh, you mean through dating and stuff and all that
through
stuff?
Dating.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. It hasn't even been a year, Garrett. They've been married for a couple of days. What are you talking about?
Just the dating part. I thought it was a whole PR deal, but it's gone longer than I expected, so I'll give him that.
What about you, Dr. Love? What do you think?
Still might be kind of a PR deal here. I don't know, but for Taylor Swift's numbers and for her career's sake, maybe a divorce album would be pretty good there for her. But I don't know. I feel like probably a good 5 to 10 years, maybe. I think.
Okay. Well, like I said, I don't really know. I don't get a good feel for it. It seems all wonderful now, but you never know what happens over the course of time. But yeah, that's fascinating to say the very least. Congratulations to the happy couple, Travis and Taylor. TNT, as they pretty much put it around. Let's move on here on weekend winners and losers. I'm going to go with a winner in swimming of all sports. I'm going to give it to Summer McIntosh, a winner of the weekend. The Canadian swimmer broke the longest standing women's individual swimming record. So the longest standing one in women's swimming was the 200-meter butterfly, and she gets it done in this recently here. It does Canada's Summer McIntosh. She broke a 19-year-old record that was set by China's Zhu Xing. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Back in 2009 is when that would set. And she did it. She beat it. Let's see. She was finishing it in 2 minutes and 1.65 seconds. That breaks the previous record of 2 minutes, 1 second, 8-1. I mean, she came really close to doing it at the Paris Olympics. She's the 3-time champ at the 2024 Paris Olympics, but she gets a world record there, breaking that record. And so, yeah, it came really, really close, actually, in the World Championships by about 0.18 seconds was what it was said here. So congratulations to Summer McIntosh, a winner of the weekend, breaking a 19-year-old record. I mean, it's just about as old as our good man, Lucas Kenny. That record was just about as old as him, by a couple years to spare. So that's my second winner of the weekend. We're talking weekend winners here on the Morning Blitz. Garrett, what you got?
My second winner is Joey Chestnut. He wins the hot dog eating contest again, his 18th win over there at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. It's 66 dogs, 66. So yeah, Joey Chestnut, an absolute legend. He's the GOAT of eating.
Gosh, I mean, does anybody else get sick watching that? Because I do.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting, but
As much as I like food, isn't his record like 74 or something like that?
I think Lucas, it's in the 70s. I believe it is in the 70s.
I couldn't imagine eating 10 hot dogs, let alone 70 something in, what was it, 10 minutes? Is that their time?
I believe it's 10 minutes.
That's just I couldn't imagine I don't know. It's gross, but congratulations, I suppose.
Can you imagine how you feel after that? I mean, it cannot feel good. I mean, it can't. I mean, and you watch these guys, they take they take them out of the buns. I guess there's different techniques, I suppose, but they take the 2 hot dogs and then they either they break the hot dog in half or it's 2 hot dogs and they pretty much get that down in about 3 bites, just chomp, 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 gone. And then they dump the bun in the water or whatever they're drinking with.
That's the grossest part, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's wet, soggy bread.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they're making more room by breaking that bread down with that water. I mean, it's just nasty. I admit, I did not partake and watch that. It is not something I'm going to sit there and watch.
No.
It is not for me. But oh my gosh, that is. I just cannot imagine how someone feels after that. Can't imagine it. And how do you know you have that kind of skill?
Yeah.
How do you figure that out in life?
Well, my biggest thing is, how do those guys, I mean, I'm not saying they're like in shape, but to eat 70 hot dogs and not just look like you're 350 pounds is pretty impressive in my opinion too. I mean, those guys look, pretty good for being able to eat 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
They've got some sort of science figured out there. What's the max amount of hot dogs you think you could eat? Let's go around the room. Lucas, what do you think you can do?
Oh, man.
This includes the bun, by the way.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. I wouldn't enjoy it, but realistically, I'd probably give myself like 10 to 12.
That's pretty. That's way more than I was thinking.
He's a dude. What do you think you can?
I was going maybe like 6. No, if I was really hungry, 5 to 6 possibly.
I'm thinking I'm maxing out at about 4. I'm going to say I'm the baby of this group here. I think about 4 is all I could probably get down.
Fair enough.
Depends on how big they are. If they're
I get you.
The thin ones, those ones are better in my opinion.
Let's just say it's a medium-sized hot dog. So not your chili cheese coney you get at Sonic or it's or the little cocktail Frank dogs. So we're talking just a medium-sized dog. So yeah, I know. Like I said, I could probably do 4 at absolute max nowadays. And so thinking about someone eating 70 more of those is just disgusting.
Had one on the golf course this Saturday, actually.
Really?
At the turn. It was like 10 a.m., but it was amazing. Anytime you get a hot dog at the turn, it always hits.
What I gotta ask, not that I want, but how much did you pay for it? Because I've got a story on this, or a little bit of a back story on this.
Wasn't much, maybe $3, $2.50. I don't know.
There was an article in The Athletic, because we're in summertime now and there's just absolutely nothing to talk about or write about. And so they're writing about ridiculous things in The Athletic. And they did like a poll with golf courses, like why has the hot dog become less popular on the golf courses? And they did this whole deal. And kind of the biggest thing it came down to was the fact that it doesn't cost, $1, $1.50 anymore. It's like $3, $4 for a hot dog on the course. But it used to be a big thing, having a hot dog on the golf course. Apparently it still is in Hayes. So congratulations to them.
Well, it's a rare thing, especially at the public course in Hayes to have usually they don't have any hot dogs, but obviously the 4th weekend they had them out. So I got to get one.
There you go.
My whole group did. And yeah.
How do you eat your hot dog? Are you what kind of condiment? Are you just a ketchup guy? You eat it plain?
Just ketchup only.
What do you got, Lucas? How do you like to enjoy a dog?
Usually I'm a ketchup mustard guy. I don't go much crazier than that.
Ketchup and mustard. Yeah. I'm going to say mostly ketchup. If I could get a little nacho cheese in there, I'd be really happy.
Give me a chili cheese dog though.
Chili cheese dogs. Those are
pretty darn good. Weekend winners and losers here on the Morning Blitz, talking weekend winners. I only got one more winner. But Lucas, you got any more winners for us?
I do. I got a couple more, I suppose. So I want to try and find something positive here about the Royals. Shout out to Bobby Witt Jr. making the All-Star game for the third year in a row. So, yeah, that game is going to be played on July 14th. Of course, he's a shortstop and pretty good batter there. So, shout out Bobby Witt Jr. there for the Royals.
It's about the only thing going right for the Royals. More on them for a little bit later on, in my opinion, personally. So, my final winner is just America. America celebrating 250 this past weekend. But the thing that makes me smile about this has been the videos of other people coming to the World Cup to enjoy America. Have you guys seen these videos? Aren't these things hilarious and great? Like, you've seen these guys, from Asia come over here, and they're in the Bass Pro Shop, and they're holding guns and checking out the fish tanks, and people going to Buc-ee's and like, my goodness, look what this is, a gas station. And some guy who bought, he says, I can't, I have like 1 or 2 hats at home. I buy a hat everywhere I go in America. And the Scottish people drinking Boston out of beer. And I don't know. I just love seeing these videos. They're just like, we've all been fooled. They've all told us that America sucks, but actually it's amazing and we love it. That kind of thing. Well, one of the Englishmen comes over, and I think he's once again at a Bass Pro, and he's got his phone out and he's recording all the guns that they have at the Bass Pro Shop. And he goes, if we had to go to war with America today, we would lose.
That's funny.
So I just love those things. Any other winners around the room?
Yeah, I got one more. It's just the MLB in general, because news came out yesterday that umpire CB Buckner is retiring. And CB Buckner, anytime I turn on a baseball game and he's behind the plate, it is usually one of the worst umpired games of the season. He is so bad, and he's always causing drama, throwing guys out for like no reason. And I think it's a win that he's gone, and he's going to be gone here in the MLB.
There you go. So MLB baseball losing another long-standing umpire that everybody hates, apparently. So, Lucas, you want to get to your final winner here?
Yes, sir. Quick shout out to Egypt. They won their first ever World Cup match this year, and they are on to the round of 16. So quick shout out to Egypt there. Also, another quick comment on your, you said you've seen videos about foreigners enjoying America. I watched multiple videos from multiple angles of Australians basically raiding a Walmart and chanting things like, we're going to Walmart. And like, man, I couldn't imagine being those Walmart workers and seeing a whole flock of Australians walk in chanting things. I mean, it was really funny to see, and they were chanting as they were walking out too. And yeah, like you said, I've really enjoyed seeing all of that.
It's been great. Been absolutely great. All right. Well, let's get to our first break, gents. When we come back, we'll touch on weekend losers. It's a Monday morning here on the Morning Blitz. Stick around.
Earl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland is rolling into summer with big offers on new GMCs. Get a 26 GMC Sierra 1500 elevation with $7,000 customer cash with trade-in or 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. Need heavy duty? Get the 26 GMC Sierra 2500 with $1,000 in rebates or 4.9% for 48 months. Plus save on 26 GMC Terrain and Arcadias with over $1,000 in rebates when you finance with GM Financial. See Earl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas, or online at earlchev.com. GMC, professional grade.
At F&B Bank, we believe local businesses are the heart of our community. That's why we're more than just your bank. We're your neighbor, your customer, and your biggest supporter. From the corner cafe to the hardware store downtown, we're walking the same streets, shopping the same shops, and investing in the same future, yours. We're here, we're local, and we're always in your corner. F&B Bank, banking built on community, member FDIC.
It's time for a check of the markets with the Anderson Trade Group on the Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio Network.
Good morning. This is Kate Thompson with Skyland Grain. Today is Monday, July 6th. Grain's firmer on the overnight. September corn up 13 cents at 4.35 and a quarter. December up 14 and a quarter at 4.55. March 27 corn up 14 and a quarter at 4.69 and a half. August soybeans up 33 and a half at 11.67 and a half. September up 34 and a quarter at 11.68 and three quarters. November beans up 35 and a half at 11.82 and a quarter. Kansas City wheat, the September contract higher 8 and a quarter at 6.46 and three quarters. December up 8 at 6.60 and a quarter. March 27 hard red wheat up 8 and a half at 6.72 and a quarter. Chicago wheat, the September contract higher 10 cents at 6.10 1/4. December up 10 1/4 at 6.24 1/2. March 27 soft wheat up 10 1/4 at 6.36 3/4. On the stock market this morning, the Dow down $47 at 53,136. The S&P up 33 at 7,561. The Nasdaq up 373 at 29,929. Gold higher $28 an ounce at 4,153. Crude oil down 36 cents a barrel at 68.33. If you have any questions about marketing grain, or would like to talk about risk management options, give our Colorado office a call. John Hanke or John Stiles at 970-744-4484. In our Kansas City office, you can reach Tyler Ghosh, Tom Pluto, or Jared Law at 913-748-3000. Or our Ulysses, Kansas office, Cindy Warner, Austin Wright, or myself, Kate Thompson, at 602-356-7800.
The Anderson Trade Group, proud market partners with Kansas Farm and Ranch Radio. Find out more at andersongrain.com. The risk of loss through trading futures and or options is substantial, and each investor or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated, is not indicative of future results. The Anderson Trade Group has no guarantee that the advice given will result in profitable trades.
If you want to really protect your corn and soybean acres, you need to take your protection to a whole new level with Elevest Insect Control. Elevest Insect Control provides fast-acting, long-lasting residual and broad-spectrum control of lepidopteran insects and many other pests, including stink bugs. Elevate your ROI, elevate your residual control, and elevate your efficiency with Elevest Insect Control. Visit your FMC retailer or elevest.ag.fmc.com. Elevest Insect Control is a restricted use pesticide. Always read and follow all label directions.
Got water in your basement? Trust the company that's been fixing them since 1975, Thrasher Foundation Repair. For 50 years, homeowners have counted on Thrasher to keep basements dry and homes protected. With over 34,000 five-star reviews and more than 200,000 happy customers, Thrasher is the name homeowners trust. Schedule your free home inspection today at gothrasher.com. Thrasher.
From the headlines to the highlights.
It's good! The Wildcats are champions of the Big 12!
This is the Morning Blitz.
All right, we are back here on the Morning Blitz. Ross Volkmer, Lucas Kenny, Garrett Wellbrock with you. Glad you're with us here on the Morning Blitz. Appreciate the F&B Bank text line, 785-899-2222. Thoughts and comments coming in. Officer Jared, of course, with us this morning, as he usually is, with all kinds of different thoughts on different things. Hot dog eating, Travis and Tay, all kinds of thoughts on the World Cup. So appreciate everyone getting in on that. This morning as we had some fun in weekend winners. It is the middle of summer, the dog days of summer. And even though I do think we have Big 12 football media days starting up here in the next couple of days, it's either that or it's ACC, one of the two. I'll have to fact check that real quickly here, but I saw something about that here this morning. But it is kind of the dog days of summer, so we're having some fun here on the Morning Blitz. Let's transition into weekend losers here. Garrett, what you got for loser number one of the weekend?
Well, first off, I just wanted to say real quick, I found this picture. I wanted to go back to that you mentioned about the foreigners visiting the U.S.
Yes.
Erling Haaland, he's
the star for Norway.
Yeah, star for Norway. He got into a cowboy hat in Dallas. Cowboy store, got the boots
Dallas.
on.
Quite a shirt.
So
there.
that was just a funny picture I saw of him the other day. But anyways, yes, my first loser is the Miami Marlins. I don't know if you saw yesterday, they had a perfect game going through 7 innings. Yuri Perez was dealing, and then they pulled him out of the game. He only had 92 pitches with 2 more innings left. I don't know why. I mean, it's not early in the season anymore. I would have let him ride. And then they still ended up winning, but their bullpen gave up 8 runs in 2 innings, and they won 9-8. They were able to get a run in the 9th.
Oh, they got her done.
They won, but yeah, let Yuri Perez finish it. Come on.
Yeah, that's really odd. I don't know why you wouldn't give him a chance to try and close out that game. I mean, man,
it's all about analytics, numbers, pitch counts, trying to keep guys' arms so they don't blow them out. Injuries happen so much throughout a season of 162 that you're just, you got to have the right manager that says, kind of an old school thinking manager, like, you just go out there and just keep going until you give something up. But there's people out there. Think about it. There's been probably more complete game no hitters here recently than there have complete game. Not complete game. There have been more no hitters with like 3 or 4 guys throwing a no hitter than complete game no hitters here. What in the last 5 to 10 years by a long shot, I would guess.
Yeah,
they just don't throw guys very far.
I mean, they were up 8-0 when they yanked them in the going into the 8th inning. I just think that's crazy because that guy might never have another like that in his career, an opportunity to go that deep with a perfect game or even a no hitter. You got to let him ride it out.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm with you. It's think about, baseball the way it was. I mean, way before our time, like the guys of Bob Gibson and stuff, the guys that went out and threw once every 4 or 5 days, and they threw the entire complete game every time they went out there and pitched. There was no such thing as a closer. There was no such thing as, this guy was going to go out and pitch, and it was his day, and it was his ball until the final inning. It was his ball. So the game has just changed so much over the course of the year for baseball. Weekend losers here on the Morning Blitz, Lucas Kenny.
I'll admit it was actually kind of hard to find some losers here from this weekend, but I'm going to go ahead and throw Mexico and Canada soccer there in the mix. Of course, Mexico lost 3-2 to England last night. Canada lost 3-0 to, I believe it was Morocco. And as the other 2 host countries, it's definitely never fun to lose, especially now that there's going to be other teams still playing in your countries. Obviously, it might have happened eventually. Either one of those teams could have quite possibly gone on the win, especially Mexico, but they both lost this last weekend. So that's kind of what I wanted to throw out there as 2 of the other host countries. It probably hurts pretty bad to lose there.
Yeah, I had Mexico in my losers as well. Because of that, just kind of the game unfolded like England had a red card, another kind of dicey red card call that probably should have been a yellow. But anyways, England was down a man, so it was 10-11. And then also being on your home soil, it feels like you got to be able to win that one, especially in the round of 16, at least making the quarterfinals. Yeah, it's a tough loss for Mexico, especially I felt like they were possibly the favored team in that game coming in, and to fall down 2-0 early like that, it gave themselves a big hole to have to follow up.
That was a humongous win for England, if you think about it, because they were playing in Estadio Azteca, which the Mexicans do not lose there very often, but they did. That was a humongous win for the Lions there of England. Yeah, it's a tough one there for Mexico and for Canada. I probably, for Canada, I think they're probably out about where everyone thinks they probably would have been. I don't think anyone thought they were going to make it a super deep run. Mexico, probably coming up around short. And U.S. and the amazing thing, it's the USA, the last host country standing, and they're one of the more least known about soccer, whatever you want to call it, programs, in World Cup history. So we'll see about that tonight. We'll see if the U.S. can push it to a level they've never been, because a win tonight, they will go someplace they have never gone before. And that would be is it the quarterfinals? Yeah, I think it is the quarterfinals if they get a win here tonight over Belgium, which, by the way, they lost the last time in a friendly against Belgium 5-2. So we'll see how it all plays out tonight with USA and Belgium. We'll see if they can keep that alive. You were talking about Norway a little bit there. I was looking back at their history. They've been to this round of 16 just 2 times ever. And the other times that they were not there, they didn't even qualify in the World Cup, Norway. So they're doing things that rarely happens, is Norway there in the World Cup. But they do have one of the great stadium deals with the row thing. That's pretty sweet.
Yes. Well, Erling Haaland, he's one of my favorite players. He's so fun to watch. He plays just so physical. Like, he doesn't have a lot of great moves. He does, he does, but not like crazy. He's gonna run you over. He's like a running back that doesn't want to, juke, but he's just gonna plow you over.
He loves contact.
Exactly. That's what Erling Haaland, and he carried them last night with 2 goals.
Who does he play for in the Premier League? I'm guessing he plays in the Premier League.
I think he's on Manchester United.
He's on Man U. Okay.
Or one of them.
Man U or Man City?
Yeah, it's one, maybe Man City. I think it's one of the 2 though. Yeah.
Gonna have to look that. Crack research team. We'll have to look that up here in a little bit, see where he is. So there you go. Weekend losers on the Morning Blitz. My first loser for the weekend, I'm going to give it to poor Ben Coles. Ben Coles, for those who don't know, is a professional golfer. He's played most of his professional golf here this last year or so on the Corn Ferry Tour. But this past weekend, he was competing in the TPC Deer Run at TPC Deer Run in the John Deere Classic in Des Moines, Illinois, or in Des Moines, Iowa. And he was tied for the lead and hitting from the fairway on the 18th hole with a chance to win. But he ended up shanking it left into the water, and ended up losing to Chris Gotterup, who's now won 3 times in the last year. And so Coles with a double bogey marked the second time. It's not the first time. It's the second time he gave away a tournament on the 18th hole in 3 years.
Mm.
He's choked it twice in 3 years on the 18th hole. And here's the thing that probably hurts worse, guys. If he wins the John Deere, he gets out of the Corn Ferry and gets on the PGA Tour on a more consistent basis. He earns a spot on the PGA Tour. But because he's now done it twice, he still can't get on. He still cannot get out of this and is constantly playing in the Corn Ferry Tour, which isn't terrible, but it's like playing in AAA when you could be playing in the big leagues.
Yeah, and a lot more dollar signs too.
Yes, a lot more zeros at the end of those checks
for the PGA. Yeah, that is brutal. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, honestly, but I feel like we've all been there, playing good golf, and then the shanks happen on a hole, and it's like can't get rid of it. Feel bad for him.
Yeah, you're on the green, you're staring over that putt, and you 3-putter in.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, yep. I played one of the worst, most up and down, high low game of golf that I had ever played this weekend. I mean, I think I had a birdie, and I had like a couple pars, and then I think the rest were probably triple or quads. I so bad. I totally feel for him. Granted, I wasn't having a good round at all. But yeah, it's never fun when you're have a chance to play a good round of golf and then you finish it off with something bad.
Yeah, not great. All right, more losers here on Weekend Losers in the Morning Blitz.
I only have one more loser for you, and I'm going to go with the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons have had a very bad offseason so far after being the 1 seed last year and, getting to the second round, losing in 7 to the Cavaliers. They have lost Isaiah Stewart, one of their big men. They lost Tobias Harris, their second leading scorer. And now the Jalen Duren is wanting out, according to this weekend, because they're having issues with the contract extensions. And so he might get traded here in the offseason. So you would think after being a 1 seed, you'd want to, keep building forward in the way things have been going, but it seems like it's been a big roadblock this offseason for Detroit. Feel bad for them, but it's just what's happening, and they're going to be my final loser of the weekend.
Well, I'd say they're not the Thunder. They're not maybe LeBron wants to go to Detroit. Maybe he wants to go there. I don't think that I don't think that was on his list of 10, to be honest with you.
Probably not.
So,
yeah.
No, that's a tough spot to be in. Detroit's not exactly the place you really want to go. And honestly, this year that they had this previous year was just amazing. I almost feel like it was a flash in the pan for Detroit this year, just a flash in the pan. I don't know if we're going to see them in that same spot again next year when the NBA playoffs roll around. Weekend losers. Lucas got some more losers for us.
Yep, I've got one more as well, and I'm just going to go pretty in general with soccer haters. I'll admit I was kind of one of those people. I always thought soccer was super boring, and I didn't find the appeal of it. But with the World Cup here in the U.S., I've been watching a lot more of it, and I'll admit it can be pretty entertaining there. A lot of times I'm actually catching soccer games close to the end where, people are scrambling around, people trying to shoot, try and get back in the game and stuff. And but I'll admit I'm having a lot more fun watching the World Cup than I thought I would. So for all you soccer haters out there, I mean, I want you all to give it a shot because I did, and I'm actually having a lot of fun watching it so far. So
will you go continue to watch soccer after the World Cup?
Probably not voluntarily. But if it's on, I'll watch it. If it's already on, I'll watch it. But if there's something else, probably not.
I hear like the MLS games are really they're really fun sporting events to actually attend, and they're pretty cheap tickets.
Yeah,
it's not obviously the most popular league in the U.S. And so, I had a couple of buddies go to some Sporting KC games, and they said like one of the coolest experiences they've ever been to. Just the atmosphere, how cool it is. So, if you ever thinking about go to a sporting game, is there a team in Denver? I'm not sure.
Yes, I believe there's the Rapids. I think it's the Rapids.
Okay,
out in Colorado. So, yeah, I know. mean, if there is a soccer city in the United States, I feel like Kansas City is kind of one of those. The crowds have been really good for the World Cup. And Power and Lights making all kinds of money with watch parties and things like that. So Kansas City's probably a great place to go to get a good soccer atmosphere thought. So I don't know. It's I get into it because it's the World Cup. I admit I probably won't watch much after the World Cup for soccer. I don't mind watching the Premier League from time to time, but that's usually going on when there's college football in the NFL, and there's only so many hours in a day.
Yeah. It's also going on at like 7 a.m. too.
That true.
Days.
That as well. That as well. My next loser of the weekend, Garrett tried to get the cart in front of the horse here on Friday or on Thursday on this one, but Wisconsin Athletics, a loser of the weekend, as they went out and hired Sean Eichhorst to be their next athletic director. Of course, Sean Eichhorst, for all my Husker faithful out there, know that name very well. He was an athletic director at Nebraska a few guys ago, and helped. He was not the lone man, but helped in the continued downfall of Nebraska football. Did Sean Eichhorst? He was the guy that was responsible for firing Bo Pelini when Bo Pelini was winning 9-10 games every single year, and not only firing Bo Pelini, but pouring salt in the wound by hiring Mike Riley, who was a horrible decision. And Mike Riley, of course, didn't do anything great, and then it's been in the tanker ever since for the most part for Nebraska football. With Sean Eichhorst kind of leading the way. There's some great stories behind the scenes of Sean Eichhorst. I don't have enough time for him, but he just did some boneheaded things in his time at Nebraska. Black Friday is a pretty big traditional thing for Nebraska football, playing on Black Friday against Iowa in the previous, regime or previous conference. It was Colorado on Black Friday. He wanted to get rid of the Black Friday game and play Minnesota instead of Iowa. That was a big thing that got him in some trouble. Probably my favorite story is it was Mike Riley. I think it's his third season. I think it was his third season. It's the second game of the year. They lose to Northern Illinois at home. And he holds an emergency press conference after the game to tell people that everything is okay. We're going to be fine. That's when you know things are bad. And you know what? He's been a great number 2 AD. He's had stops at, I think Wisconsin. He was a number 2, or I think he was in Wisconsin as an under AD before. He's been at Texas as the number 2 AD. He's been at South Carolina, who's the number 2 AD, and he's been really good in those roles. When he gets to be the number 1 guy, as he was at Nebraska and at the University of Miami, it did not go well for Sean Eichhorst. And Wisconsin athletics just seems to be taking the path that Nebraska football took to demolish their program. Go away from doing what you were good at, which for Wisconsin was big power football, great defense, run the game. They went to the air raid when Luke Fickell took over. It has been a disaster ever since. And now they're hiring Sean Eichhorst to try to clean up the mess like Nebraska did. It's like they haven't learned their lesson. Don't do what Nebraska did. Don't do what we did. It's not good. We're still not right. Please do not do this, Wisconsin. But you are. And I think you're going to regret it going forward. So Wisconsin athletics, a loser of the weekend for me.
Yeah, another actually athletic director that's this time out of a job down the road in Colorado Springs Air Force. They got rid of their athletic director, Nathan Pine. So a little news there as well.
Wonder what the thought is there.
I mean, I know their basketball team has been awful. I think they won like
they
3
are
games.
bad.
And their football team had been kind of like the help to that. They've been all right making bowl game stuff, but I think they won 3 games last year too. So tough year in Air Force sports.
Yep. For you, it's been some tough years. We'll see. We'll see about Air Force, what they want to do. I have a couple more quick losers in Major League Baseball, then we'll get to our final break and then picks of the weekend recap. After that, excuse me. I got to give a shout out to the Royals. I know you said they were a winner of the weekend with Bobby Witt Jr., but as a team, guess what, people? They have a worse record than the Rockies this morning. A worse record than the Rockies to the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, man.
A worse record. Worse record. The win percentage is very close. Rockies at .407, Royals .400.
What a tough baseball season for our listening area, though.
Oh, brutally bad. Brutally bad. I think we knew the Rockies were not going to be good. I think we knew that last year and knew this year they weren't going to be good. But the Royals had so many expectations, both last year and this year. And particularly this year, they have not lived up to that whatsoever. Really bad. Sorry, Lucas. Sorry to pour salt in the wound. Sorry, Gerard, if you're listening, but it's facts of the facts. And they're not very good. When you have a worse record than the Rockies, it's not good.
I have no words.
He has no words.
Just take my head and hang my head down. I don't know.
There you go. Bury your head in that microphone. All right, let's take our final break, and we come back. We'll get to picks of the weekend and put a bow on this show here on a Monday morning on the Morning Blitz.
Irrigators, after 50 years, when you look in the mirror, you might see that your hair is thinning. And the same can be said for your well casing after 50 years of pumping. A thinning well casing can lead to the well collapsing and needing to be re-drilled. So to keep from pulling your hair out, now is the time to visit with the boys at Western Sprinklers about relining your well before it's too late. Also, visit with them about their diversified ag insurance, where you can insure pivots up to 34 years old. Irrigation isn't a sideline, it's their specialty.
That's Western Sprinklers of Colby.
Where do the best memories happen? Not in the living room, they happen out back. Build the perfect backyard with patio furniture, fire pits, grills, and smokers from Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware. Then tackle that fence, new roof, or weekend building project with the quality lumber and materials you trust. Keep the grass green and work easy with Ultimate All-Season Lawn Fertilizer and Eco Cordless Power Outdoor Equipment. This summer, don't just stay home, make home the place everyone wants to be. With the help of Hoover Lumber Ace Hardware with locations in Goodland and Colby.
At Nextech Wireless, we believe technology has the power to inspire, connect, and prepare future generations for the world ahead. That's why we're committed to providing the latest devices and dependable service that our communities rely on. And for a limited time, get the iPhone 17e and an iPad A16 with unlimited data for just $50 a month. Nextech Wireless, connecting Kansans.
A great electric band with the Smoking Jays coming to the Grinnell After Harvest Festival this year. Man, do they do some great tunes out of 70s, 80s, and more. July 17th at the Grinnell After Harvest Festival, a Friday night by NWKS Radio and the After Harvest Festival Committee.
From drive-through banking to mobile deposit, we make it easy to get things done on your schedule. Banking should fit your life, not the other way around. This is Jessica Von Lintel at F&B Bank. Banking made simple.
In a small town, your banker should know more than just your account number. They should know your name. At F&B Bank, we believe in real conversations, friendly faces, and decisions made right here at home. I'm Paige Sneathen, Vice President at F&B Bank, and we're proud to serve your family like our own. Member FDIC.
Earl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland is rolling into summer with big offers on new GMCs. Get a 26 GMC Sierra 1500 elevation with $7,000 customer cash with trade-in or 0% for 60 months plus no payments for 90 days. Need heavy duty? Get the 26 GMC Sierra 2500 with $1,000 in rebates or 4.9% for 48 months. Plus save on 26 GMC Terrain and Arcadias with over $1,000 in rebates when you finance with GM Financial. See Hurl Chevrolet GMC in Goodland, Kansas or online at hurlchev.com. GMC, professional grade.
Quick hits, bold takes, and all the action.
I'll take that action.
Welcome back to the Morning Blitz.
All right, we're wrapping up a Monday show here on the Morning Blitz. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate missing the show. Go out, check out the podcast, available anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify. We are available there. Let's get to it. Our picks of the weekend recap. Lucas, hit the picks music. Let's see what we got for picks this past weekend. I'm so stoked for this because I really want to know how one team did really badly based upon Thursday's show. So let's see. What do we got for picks? How do we do, Garrett?
I have a feeling I know who you're talking about too. But let's start with the soccer world. So we had Portugal and who they play? They played Croatia. That was our first match. And we all took Portugal. Portugal did get the victory in that one. It was a pretty good match. I think it was 2-1. Portugal got the victory, but they did win in that one. Then we had Austria and Spain, and we all took Spain. Spain got the 3-0 win over Austria. Spain looking like a pretty good team. Those two, Spain and Portugal, will actually play today at 3. Then Cabo Verde versus Argentina. We all took Argentina and Lionel Messi, and that was actually, I don't know if you saw
close.
That was a
Verde
great
about got
game.
him.
Yes, but Argentina did get the victory 3-2. Then our first disagreement, Mexico and England. You two fellas had Mexico. I took England. I got a
Look
pick
at
back
you,
right there.
G-Dub.
Yep, got England. So pretty. But once again, that's back-to-back times I actually swept the soccer world, and I don't know much. But
apparently, you know more than you think you know.
Yeah, I guess so. Got it done. Moving on to baseball, MLB, Cubs and Cardinals. We took the Cubs, Ross, you and I, and actually the Cardinals took 2 of 3 in that series. They won game 1, 17-1. Yeah, Lucas, the fist pump, 17-1 in the opening game. The Cardinals won. Cubs salvaged that series yesterday, but still 2 of 3 for the Cardinals. Then Yankees and Twins. We all took the Yankees to get a clean sweep there, and the Twins got the series win. 2 of 3. The Yankees, they have been struggling.
Yeah, Yankees, by the way, 1-9 over their last 10 games. They have allowed 29 unearned runs in their last 15 games.
Yikes. There's a podcast talking baseball. I don't know if you know the John Boy Media. They have like a little show, and they interview Aaron Boone every once a week or something, and he comes on the show, and they just ridicule him for his lineups. They'll be like, "Why is Anthony Volpe playing?" And he always gives an excuse. It's so funny. You got to watch that. It's good. He has no answers for him. But, yeah, they're awful right now. We got Blue Jays and Mariners. I don't think the Mariners had won a series coming in to this weekend picks that I've put them on here. They finally got one, 2 of 3. And they win 11-0 on the 4th of July against Toronto Blue Jays. I think that's kind of fitting that they win against the Canadian team that big on the 4th. But you each had Toronto. I took Seattle in that one. So got another pick.
A good weekend here for Garrett Wellbrock, it sounds like.
Wasn't too bad. Then Padres and Dodgers. We all took the Dodgers. Dodgers did take 2 of 3 in that division rivalry. Moving on to the WNBA. This is the first of the two. We had the Atlanta Dream and the Washington Mystics. Ross took the Dream. Me and Lucas took the Mystics. And the Mystics did get the victory on Thursday night. Let me find a final score on that one. It was 81-76. Mystics win by 5.
All right. Now, way to go, Mystics.
Now the game I think you were all looking forward to, the Wings at the Sun. And I tell you what, I tuned into this game middle 4th because I saw the Sun were winning. They were up by 5. I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And then they blew the lead. The Wings, Paige Beckers had 8 points in the last 3 minutes, and the Wings got it done. 86-83 on the road. You two took the Wings. I had Sun. And that wraps up the picks. You are now 54-36, Ross. I am 52-38, 2 games out.
Oh, man.
Made a comeback. Lucas, let's see. Lucas and I tied this week. No, actually, yes, we both had 7 picks right, it looks like. So, yeah.
Way to go, gents. Good weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Good weekend of picks. Boy, I got to get back on the horse here. I gave up a humongous lead that I had for a while. All right, there you go. Picks of the weekend. Lucas, let's get to the walk-off and get on out of here.
High drive, deep left, grand slam! And back lifts his ball high and deep to right. Thomas to the 10. Denver's going on to New England. They win it on the first play of overtime. Mahomes swings it. It's there. Hardman. Jackpot. Kansas City.
We'll keep it short and we'll keep it tight. USA, Belgium tonight in the World Cup. Does the U.S. do something they've never done? And that is advance to the quarterfinal round here in this edition of the World Cup. Or is it over tonight? Remember, Belgium beat the U.S. in a friendly 5-2 here before the World Cup. Might have been a few months before the World Cup, but nonetheless, last time they played, it wasn't pretty. How are we feeling? We'll go around the room. Lucas, we'll start with you.
You know, like we've always said before here on this show, not the biggest fans of soccer, don't have the best knowledge, but I can never root against the US of A. I think we get it done and move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, if you remember, this was the matchup in 2014, the quarterfinal or the round of 16 matchup, USA and Belgium got us. I think we get our revenge tonight, and I'm going to go USA as well.
Yeah, I'm feeling U.S., especially with Balogun back in the lineup. I'm feeling a lot better. If he wasn't there, I don't think I'd feel very good, but I feel a little bit better that he's back in the lineup. Hopefully, we'll be talking about it tomorrow. Hopefully, talk about a U.S. win tomorrow morning here on the Morning Blitz. For Garrett Wellbrock and Lucas Kenny, I'm Ross Volkmer. Have yourself a great Monday. We'll talk tomorrow in 23 hours. It's been the Blitz.